Hello and welcome live on NetFront Sports. My name is Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw's on your scorebug and Morgan's on your camera. You are tuned in for today's RMLL Junior B Tier 1 action between the home side Fort Saskatchewan Rebels and the visiting Saskatchewan SWAT. The Rebels this season 12-4, 0-0, good enough for first in the North Division. On the other side, the SWAT, not the season they were hoping for, 1-14, 0-0, second in that East Division. So the SWAT looking to end on a strong note. This is the second last game of the regular season for the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. And we're just about ready to get underway. In their last one, it was a loss at home to the Silver Tips. For the SWAT, lost their last against the Beaumont Outlaws as well. So both teams trying to fight to get back in the win column in this contest. Your starting goaltenders. First for the road team, the SWAT, it's Justin Epima. And on the other side for the Rebels, it's double zeros, Bowen Carpenter. Ball pops out loose here to kick us off. The SWAT able to recover down along the right wing half boards. Hackett and his defense partner here going at it and pop this ball out loose, and it's battle for it. 10 seconds left on the shot clock for the SWAT, and the Rebels going to come through and pick that one up. Ben Renault gets his way across half, will dish off quickly for Dylan Pook. Second on team scoring with 37 points here in the regular season. Goes up high for the team leader. Reed Lowe tried to get that return feed in the middle. 46 points on the season for him. 13 seconds on the shot clock here. Play going to get blown dead through the crease, I believe, being called against the Rebels. Ball turned over to the SWAT as they're going to look to head up the floor. Polzer passes that one ahead. He finds Kurtz, who's getting challenged up the floor here by Knox Despins, and that's going to be the time violation here. Turnover. Eastwood gonna have a break towards the net. Gets inside, lets it go, and that one's in the net. Nolan Eastwood opens up the scoring for the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. 1-0, their lead. $18:59 to go in the first period. If you're just tuning in, the Rebels go up 1-0 on the advantage of the turnover. For Nolan Eastwood, gets his first of this contest, just returned in that last game against the Silvertips. That his second goal of the season. Despins back in center to take this draw here once again. Up against Seth LePage, I believe. No arm numbers here for the SWAT, so that's an interesting take for the play-by-play broadcaster. Have to see the back every single time. Tristan Shaw is in utter confusion, and it is what it is. Underway, the Rebels have the ball in the offensive zone here. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Popping out to pick this one up. Redneski recovers it now, cycling at the top and sends that one off the goaltender. Epima, reset of the shot clock as the Rebels recover. Moving this ball around the zone. It's Reed Lowe here with it once again. Tompkins trying to make his way into the middle. Gets there, lets it go, and a nice stop by Epima. Settles that ball down. Now he's going to try the stretch pass up the floor, and the SWAT back into the offensive zone. Pressured out high now. It's Kolesnik. Dishes that one off left wing half-boards. Ball cycled back up high now. To work go the SWAT. Dished off up high. Kurtz sends that across floor. Once again, a shot from the outside stopped by Carpenter. Rebels recover and look to head it out of the zone. Renault across half. Feeds that one right in the middle. Fry steps in and sends that low. It's stopped by Epima. Rebound recovered here by Renault. Dishes this one off. Finley Entrop now going to settle things down along the right wing half board. 17:36 to go in your opening frame. Reed Lowe gets the pass from him. Has this ball way out high. 15 seconds on the shot clock for the Rebels to work with. Entrop from the outside lets it go, and that one's wide. Lynette catches the ceiling. Turnover to the Saskatchewan SWAT. Picking it up, Justin Epima. Corner of his own zone now, looking up the floor and going to dish that over the head of Despins and able to connect that time with Henry Elliott. Elliott dishes off up high. LePage now going to move this one in closer towards the Rebels goaltender. He'll pass it off as well. 20 seconds on the shot clock here for the SWAT. Spinning away with it. Kurtz dishes across, and a quick stick opportunity there. Turned away. Cole Curry just didn't get all of that one that he wanted. And now Ethan Hackett going to move this ball out of the zone. Hackett spins off his man. Has a lane towards the net. Going to choose to spin it back once again. Still looking for that passing option. Hackett runs towards the net, lets it go, and that one going to get stopped low by Epima. Rudneski Digging for the loose ball now, and he'll get tripped up along the boards. Play going to get blown dead, and it's just going to be the loose ball push charged against the SWAT, so the Rebels going to get awarded the fresh 30 and the offensive possession. Lowe gets this pass, starts to settle his offense in as he dishes down to the corner now. Tompkins spinning off, trying to find a passing option. Looks like he wants to cycle back up high. Tompkins coming around, has the lane, fed it into the middle there, trying to hit Radneski, and Lowe got it and sent it back on the goaltender. Play going to be blown dead. Turnover to the SWAT as they head back north. Kolesnik to the point now. LaRose dishes across, has his man in Elliott. Elliott down to the right corner now. Feed to the middle, going to get picked off. Reese Walsh, the captain, now trying to get on the fast break. He's in all alone on the breakaway. He scores! Reese Walsh pots that one home, and the Rebels take the 2-0 lead. So already well secured in that top spot in the North Division. The Rebels going to get the bye to that North Final in the playoffs. But, of course, you want to end the season on a high note, and these two an opportunity to do so. First against the SWAT, which, if you're looking at the statistics, should be the lesser opponent as well. A North Division rival in the Crude is who they're going up against for their final game. So good opportunity to get things rolling for the Rebels. But on the other side for the SWAT, an opportunity to send a message. There's always next season as well. A young group for them. As far as I can see on the ages, only one player aging out for the SWAT on the roster listed here today. So lots to build on for them as Nolan Eastwood not going to be able to settle down that ball. Moved back in by Dickinson as he's spinning off Finley at Trop now. On his weak side of the floor, Dickinson now will just dish that off, and it gets away from him here as Renault going to step in and pick that one up for Fort Saskatchewan. Renault has a break. Bennett Fry ahead, almost had it. The pass just a little bit low for him, trying to settle it down now. It's the goaltender, Epima. Gets that in his goaltender stick, and he'll move that one back up the floor. Henry Elliott dishes that one across half, moving in now. Ryder LaRose. LaRose still with it. Back up to the point now. He's got Butler. Butler all over him as Knox Despins. He'll have to force that one back out to the outside now. LaRose to the right side there, and a quick shot onto Carpenter out of the stick. And Cale Kurtz gets stopped off his foot. Rebound recovered by the SWAT. Reset of the 30. Bringing it back in now. Cale Kurtz will pick that one up high. Kurtz trying to drive the low lane. Feeds it back into the middle. A quick shot. Carpenter able to make the save. Best possession of the ball game so far here for the SWAT is another feed across the middle, and Walsh able to break that enough that it dribbles its way to the board. SWAT recover once again. Kurtz feeds that one back up high now. Henry Elliott sends it across and a shot onto Carpenter. He makes a save once again. SWAT able to pick it up. 14-14 to go in your opening frame. Another fresh 30 for the visitor. Ball pops out loose. LaRose settles things down. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Feeds that all the way across the zone. Back up high. Elliott looking for a lane now. Elliott still along the outside. Back to LaRose, who bobs his way to the inside. Lets it go, and another stop by Carpenter. Ball up high. Stolen away. Moving up the floor now. It's going to be Ashton Johnson coming in 2-on-1. Johnson lets it go. Stopped. Apima getting in the way once again. The Rebels leading the shot board 8-5. A nice feed across, and that one broken up. Great play by the SWAT defense. They're looking to head back north on the floor here once again. Ball dumped out. Kolesnik trying to swipe that one ahead, but their time expires to get up the floor. Turned over to the Rebels. Radneski has this one along the right wing boards as the rest of his offense gets out onto the floor. 13:20 to go in your opening frame. Radneski at the point, going to dish that one all the way behind the net, and it's stolen out of the air like a shortstop by Justin Apima. He'll dish that out to his defense, and the SWAT move back into the offensive zone here once again. Ball dished off. LaRose brings this one in along the left-hand board, challenged by Ben Renault. Moving it around now are the SWAT. Elliott fakes that pass off, dishes it to the same side of the floor. It bounces through the middle free and going to get picked up here by Jack Nickel. Nickel will run this up the floor himself, right down Broadway. My apologies, that's Bennett Fry with it in his stick. Fry into the middle, a nice feed to Tompkins, who scores. Fry, the effort from one end of the floor to the other. Tompkins with the finish, and the Rebels a 3-0 lead. 12:39 to go in your opening frame, and the Rebels have already taken control of the scoreboard, leading it 3-0. Despins line up for this draw here once again against LePage. Ball pops out free. The Rebels going to pick it up in front of their own bench. Zorniak moves this one to his offside of the floor, and now looks like he'll dish off for Dylan Pook and go for the change. Pook. First touch of the ball for him, I believe, in this contest. Is his pass going to pop out free, loose here in the SWAT zone, and they're going to pick it up. Pops out free once again, down the floor. Walsh off the bench. He'll recover it for the Rebels. Reese Walsh finds Rodnescu, goes low for Pook here once again. Dylan Pook to the point. Tompkins, the last goal scorer, now going to find the left side of the floor. Back into the middle. Tompkins almost had it, and that one pops out free. Pook going to grab the rebound. 14 seconds on the shot clock, and that's through the crease for the Rebels, so play blown dead. Turnover to the SWAT. They move it back up the floor now. Polzert dishes that one all the way down, and it's going to miss its mark. Carpenter able to recover for Fort Saskatchewan. Back up across half. Walsh slowing things down here. Fakes that to Baker, and now dish off to Reed Low. Low down to the corner, into the middle, a nice feed, and that one just off the top of the stick of Baker. If the Rebels were connecting on a couple of these passes, I think the score could be spread out a little bit more. So that's something they're going to look to get dialed in, I'm sure, as this game goes on. Nonetheless, a good start for them. Some good pushes here from the SWAT as well. This is Jack Nickel as he gets across half. He'll dish it off for Pook, who will settle things down back up high once again for Fort Saskatchewan. Dished all the way across the floor. That's leading scorers 1 and 2 connecting as Reed Low gets his way into the middle, spins off, lets it go low. Rebound pops out. Still battling for it, both sides, and loose ball push called against the SWAT, so a reset of the shot clock and a ball awarded to the Rebels. 10:56 to go in your opening frame. We're almost halfway through. Eastwood back up to the point now. Finley Entrop going to pressure in up at the point. Entrop settling things down. Get some space from the pick. Lets it go from the outside. That one's off the post and into the ceiling. Should be Rebels ball. Indeed it will be with the fresh 30. Back up to the point now. Jolivet to the left side. Eastwood back across. Stepping in. Rodnescu with some time and space. He scores. Eastwood to Rodnescu and make it 4-0 Rebels. $10:33 to go in the first. Back to center we go. Despin's going to line up against Seth LePage here once again. So off the face-off violation, it's going to be awarded to the SWAT. An opportunity for them to try to grab back some momentum, and a misplay there. Despin's going to be able to pick it up, trying to beat his man up the wall, and Cale Kurtz, and he does. Despin's through and alone sends it just wide of the net, and that one bounces out of play. So the ball awarded back to the SWAT here once again, and that's why you're coach, folks. If any of you youngins are watching and you're in that novice peewee stage of lacrosse, which I know is referred to differently now these days, those two-handed pickups, even at the junior level, on little plays like that can make all the difference. That's what sends Despins the other way, and now an opportunity for the SWAT. But this ball going to pop out loose again. It's a fast break for the Rebels. Jack Nickel coming in all alone on the breakaway, and that one's wide of the net as well. It's going to go off the boards, loose in the SWAT zone. Pick back up, but again, if your coach is trying to ream that on you, that would be why right there, folks. Braden Polzer brings this one back down in the offensive zone. Ball going to be recovered here by Ashton Johnson as he'll head up the floor once again. Johnson looks like he's going to button hook back here and wait for the rest of his offense to get out there. Nice dish off to Reed Low, and it's started now. Here comes some movement for Fort Saskatchewan. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Baker from the point, he scores. Jackson Baker gets himself on the board. Make that his first goal of the contest, and 5-0 for Fort Saskatchewan. $9:25 to go in the first. We should have our goalie water coming up after the next whistle. I'm surprised they didn't do it after that goal, but nonetheless, we'll be back underway shortly. Despins Face-off violation. It's going to be Rebels ball. Play going to be blown dead, and there is your TV timeout. So, of course, this is the perfect time to let you know that tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Rival Sportswear, Canada's fast-growing custom apparel brand, Alberta-owned and operated. Always custom, always affordable. Elevate your team with Rival Sportswear. As well, if you are a business owner locally or outside of Fort Saskatchewan and you're looking to advertise your business, no better place to do it than here in the Jubilee Recreation Center. There are board spaces available to do so. If you're interested, you can contact Rebels General Manager Dave McGarva and get all the information you need. As well as shout out to the Rebels 2026 sponsors: Leading Edge Physiotherapy, Cyclone Environmental Service, 5-2 Project Services, Lakeview Inn and Suites, Jiffy Lube, Armor Self-Storage, Sin Bin Sports, Mel Martins Transfer Limited, Fort Sask Auto Body, First Call Heating, AC Plumbing, and a special thanks to the Rebels presenting sponsor this season, Noyan Construction. We're just about ready to get back underway. Nolan Eastwood up at the point with it. And here we go. Eastwood dishes that one off to Tompkins, who had a lane in the middle, chose to feed it back to the outside. His poop goes all the way across the floor, and Eastwood couldn't quite gather that one in. Rebound now grabbed by Lowe, and that ball going to be stopped by Apama. The SWAT able to recover it in their own crease and trying to head back up the floor. Across half. Dished off now. The SWAT to work, and this is where those no arm numbers really come into play for me here from the booth. Nonetheless, fed up high. LaRose gets that one to the point, trying to dish it off, and SWAT able to recover. 6 seconds on the shot clock, and that one just ends up wide. Carpenter able to recover that one in his stick as Fort Saskatchewan looking up the floor here once again. Renault dishes that one across half. Bennett Fry going to settle it down now. 8.5 to go in the first. Fry, right corner, Baker to Tompkins in the middle, who has some space now, going to let it go, and it's wide of the net off the backboards. Recovered by the SWAT in their own crease once again as they look up the floor. Shots are 13-6 in favor of Fort Saskatchewan, according to your official Tristan Shaw scoreboard. As another ball popped out free. Nice defensive play there by Rudneski. Sends Jack Nickel ahead. Plays it in all alone for Tompkins, and a great stop. Rebound pops out. Apama stopped it, but left it there for Jack Nickel, who settles it down. Another fresh 30 here for the Rebels as Despins along the outside. Lost his handle, doesn't know where it is. That allows the SWAT to pick it up, but stuck up along the boards now, able to get free. Fed back ahead across half. LaRose settles this down now, challenged up high here by Ashton Johnson. He'll choose to dish off, and the SWAT continue to go to work. Kurtz into the middle. A quick shot, they score. There it is. Henry Elliott gets the SWAT on the board, 5-1. Now your score with 7.5 to go in the opening frame. We return to center. Despin's going to take on Seth LePage here once again. Ball pops out free. Entrop able to get that one off the face-off, and the Rebels back to work in the offensive zone. Joe Levette receives the pass by him, challenged by 2 SWAT defense, and that's going to get the ball turned over and headed back up the floor here. It's LePage who brings it across. Back up to the point, Elliott. He'll settle things down now and send that across the floor. Back up to the point now. It's the goal scorer, Elliott. Brings this one low to the right corner, all the way back up to the point, and the outside shot there, that time wide from Ryder LaRose. Picked up by the Rebels, and a nice dish ahead here. Nickel going to pick that one up off the boards, has Lowe in the middle, all alone. Lowe just sends that one over top of the net. Rebound pops out. Both teams battling for it. It looks like it's going to be the SWAT who will get it, and they will. Fed ahead by Kolesnik. Gets that one across half. Felix Morin. Dishes off for Kurtz. SWAT offense now out on the floor. 6:23 to go in your opening frame. Kurtz down to the left wing, halfwards, dished all the way across. Elliott now spinning off the defense, looking for an option. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Back up to the point. No shot going to be let go. Elliott's turn now, and he'll let it go and stop by Carpenter. Ball played back ahead along the right side. Zorniak just going to jaunt this one across half. Fake that off to Rudneski. And down to the corner. Last man off the bench, Finley Entrop for the offense. 11 seconds on the shot clock as Tompkins trying to find a way to the middle, and he does. And a nice stop there. Rebound pops out. Fresh 30 for the Rebels. Back into the middle now. Baker comes off the bench. Settled down here by Tompkins. Baker from the outside. His shot, and that one going to end up wide as well. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Rebound picked up here by the SWAT. No double goal scorers so far for Fort Saskatchewan, so the offense has been spread out for them, which is something they'll like to see as well, I'm sure, as Poles are now going to settle this ball up high. My apologies, that's Elliott for the SWAT. LaRose to Kurtz. Kurtz trying to make a move to the inside. Feeds that one into the middle for Elliott, who had some free space. Missed that pass. Rebound recovered by the SWAT, but that's going to do it for the shot clock, which sends the Rebels back up the floor. Bennett Fry now moving in with some space. Fake the rush towards the net. Going to ball back out to the boards and feeds that one off for Tompkins. Tompkins, left corner into the middle. Lets that one go, and a nice passing play from the Rebels, but a better stop off the right shoulder of Justin Epma. SWAT back up the floor here once again. It's Austin Butler. To my understanding, that's a famous guy. That's trying to avoid the over and back, the SWAT, but that turns it over to the Rebels regardless as Renault feeds that one nicely into the middle, and that one potted home. Ashton Johnson gets on the board now for Fort Saskatchewan. 4:19 to go in the first. They lead it 6-1. Despins lines up against Seth LePage here once again. The only two draw men we've seen so far in this contest. Out of the face-off, it's Fort Saskatchewan who come up with it. Rudneski going to get the pass to get this offense going. Spins off, trying to go low. Doesn't have a lane. Back eye he goes. Eastwood from the outside whips one wide of the net that time. Had the lane but not the aim. 3:54 to go in the first. The SWAT back up the floor. Klisnik dishes that one ahead. A nice feed into the middle now. Cole Curry dish that one off. LePage back up high now. Fry challenging his man up high. Is this one going to get knocked down in the middle by him as the Rebels pick up possession? Rushing back in now, Pook. Settling things down, 20 seconds on the shot clock, 3:15 to go in your opening frame. Pook still with it. Baker sets him a pick. He'll dish off now. Tompkins. Scoop pass back up to the point, and a low shot there from Walsh gets wide of the net. Pook picks it back up. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Steps in, and that one's going to be blocked. That one had to have stung Austin Butler, who's after the rebound now, and he'll get forced out to the corner here before play will resume. 2:53 to go in the first. Butler feeds that one back up high. LaRose to the point now. He hits LePage. LePage back down to the left corner. SWAT cycle it back up high. Sent across. Kurtz looking for a lane. 14 seconds on the shot clock. He lets it go from the outside. Stop by Carpenter. Renault trying to exit his zone. 2.5 on the board now. Renault ahead. Despin sprung in alone, and that one just wide that time of Justin Epema. Rebound pops out, and it's going to be the SWAT who come up with it. Back into the offensive zone they go. Stuck up high. Dished off. LePage. Moves this down along the left wing boards. Back up to the point now. Luma trying to get a shot on net, and that one's going to be off the pads of Carpenter. Reset of the 30. SWAT continue to go to work. Less than 2 minutes to go in your opening frame. Luma here from the outside. Once again, puts that one wide of Carpenter. Rebound pops out, and it's going to be down the floor. Over and back violation charged against the SWAT. So it's going to be Rebels ball down in the right corner. Looks like it's going to be Finley Endrop who goes to retrieve it. And here we go. He'll feed it instantly up high, read low. Dishes off now. Jolivet back across into the middle. A nice play. Low steps inside. It's going to be the crease violation against him. Didn't jump soon enough that time. 1:40 to go in the period. SWAT back up the floor. 6-1 is the lead in favor of the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. As this one ditched off up high, and that's going to be the over and back violation charged against Saskatchewan. Turned back over. Bennett Fry picks it up for the Rebels. He fakes that one off to Pook. Up high with it is still Fry. Entrop. Pook. 17 on the shot clock. Feed to the middle and the behind the back opportunity for Fry. Not going to get out of his stick the way he wanted as Entrop picks up the rebound now. Dish to the middle once again. Jolivet able to pick that up. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Back to the point. Tompkins from the outside. Stopped by Justin Epima. SWAT able to pick it up. We're in our last minute of play here in the opening frame. As the SWAT head back towards the offensive zone. Ball fed back up high now. Curry still holding on to it at the point. Challenged along the outside here by Seth Hantelman. Dished off to the right side. Elliott now up to the point. Luma behind the back shot there. Stopped by Carpenter. 40 seconds on the clock. Dished off. Renault will start to move this one up the floor. Renault to Rudneski. Back up to the point now. Tompkins. Left shooter spot Eastwood. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Needs to let one go. Trying to get free into space and dumps that one onto the net. He's going to get called for the crease violation. 9.5 seconds on the clock. SWAT looking to move this one up the floor. Got to move it fast if they want an opportunity on net. Here it comes. Austin Butler rushing this one. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Feeds it into the middle and a great stop by Carpenter at the buzzer. So after 20 minutes, the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels lead this one at home handedly 6-1 over the visiting Saskatchewan SWAT in what is the second last game of the regular season for them in the 2026 summer ball season. My name's Aiden Bullsgard. Tristan Shaw is on the camera. Morgan's running your camera. Tristan running your score bug. As always, we thank you for tuning in here on NetFront Sports. Don't get too far. More lacrosse 10 minutes away. Hello and welcome back live here on NetFront Sports. My name's Aiden Bolsgard. Tristan Shaw's on the scorebug and Morgan's on your camera. And we're back underway in the second period between the Rebels and the visiting Saskatchewan SWAT. It is the home side, Fort Saskatchewan, that leads this game 6-1 as we get underway here in this frame. As a shot goes wide here to kick off possession here from Fort Saskatchewan as ball moved back up the floor here by the SWAT. Trying to settle it down is Lucas Rempel. Rempel settles that one down now. Dish off Luma. Luma down along the right corner. He finds Glisnick. Glisnick back up to the point. SWAT continue to move this ball around. Little low shot there from the outside by Luma, and that one stopped by Carpenter. Back up the floor here come the Rebels. It's Ben Renault. Renault dishes that one back off high. Tompkins now will just send the floating pass down to Nolan Eastwood. Eastwood in the left corner, back into the middle. Now Tompkins lets it go, and that one's over top of the net and ends up out of play. Going to be turned over to Saskatchewan. 18:50 to go in the second period. If you're just tuning in, don't worry. Nothing's happened so far in this middle frame. I know a lot of you at home probably caught up watching the FIFA World Cup as Canada takes on South Africa. 0-0 tie in that contest. But, of course, hard-hitting lacrosse action going on as well. And that's what we have for you today on NetFront Sports. 18.5 in the period is an outside shot there from Elliott. It's going to go off of Carpenter, out of play. So ball rewarded back to the SWAT with a fresh 30 on the clock as they continue to go to work, trying to draw closer in this game. As an outside shot that time out of the stick of LaRose, ends up wide of the net. Rebound looking to be recovered here once again, and it will be. Ball back into the middle, trying to get that one out was Elliott, unable to do so, and now it's going to be recovered, and heading back up the floor is Ashton Johnson for the Rebels. Johnson finds Rudneski now. Fort Saskatchewan back to work. Finley Entrop, 15 seconds on the shot clock, goes back up high. Joe Levette into the middle. Reed Loa behind the back shot, that time stopped nicely. I'm trying to confirm if it's still Justin Epima between the pipes for Saskatchewan. It appears to be. Back up to the point now. Saskatchewan getting to work. Kurtz tries to go back up high, and Zorniak connects with his man there in Wicks. Shot from the outside from Elliott, and that one stopped by Carpenter. Moving it back out is Fort Saskatchewan. Jack Nickel pressuring now, dishes off. Pook lets it go on the quick stick, and a nice stop there. Once again, it's going to be Saskatchewan back up the floor. And a quick shot, they score. Back in it. Just like that. As Connor Mooney gets inside and puts one away. And just like that, 6-2 your score. The SWAT back within 4. 17:01 to go in the second period. We're going to return to center, I'm assuming, with Despins and Seth LePage once again. Still waiting to get back underway, and indeed it is Justin Epima still between the pipes for the SWAT. Just couldn't recall the helmet type from that first period, so that's a blunder on me nonetheless. Again, that's where these no-shoulder numbers come into play once again. LaRose settles this one down as the SWAT step back into the zone now. Still holding on to it here, heading down towards the left corner. He'll dish it back up high. To work goes Saskatchewan once again. LaRose along the outside. Dished off. Picked back up now. Ashton Johnson trying to head it out of his own zone here for the Rebels. Rebels going to work here. Shot stopped there by Epima. So Saskatchewan back up the floor once again. And along the right-hand side and across half. Here come the SWAT, Luma. Dishes that one off. Morin helps get this one across the floor now as LePage to the corner. Cycling back high is LaRose, and he sends that one off the chest of Carpenter. And we have a penalty upcoming here to Fort Saskatchewan. I believe Ethan Hackett going to be sent to the box here for roughing. So your first power play of the contest is going to be awarded to the Saskatchewan SWAT, and an opportunity for them to pull within 3. Back up high now. Saskatchewan to work. Getting everybody a touch of a ball here. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Shot let go from the point that time by Kurtz. Stopped by Carpenter. And now the Rebels breaking out with numbers here. Short-handed. Renault going to slow up. Now dishes it across. Pook going to step to the inside. Lets it go. And that one stopped there by Epima. Crease violation here from the Rebels. So forcefully given to the SWAT. 132 for them to work with on their power plays. They'll head across half here once again. 15 minutes to go in the second. Luma settles things down, gives it up high now to Elliott, who steps into that right shooter spot, and will dish off to Kurtz. Kurtz across LaRose. Down to the corner now. The SWAT continuing to move it around. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Elliott stepping to the inside, puts it behind the net. Back up high, LaRose inside, and a great stop by Bowen Carpenter. Sprawling across the net to get that one, and now trying to settle in the rebound as well, and he will. Dished up ahead. Walsh trying to get after the rebound. Off the boards, he will get it. Pinned up there now by Felix Morin. Walsh back in the middle trying to find Johnson, and that one going to be picked off as the SWAT now have a man in all alone. Stepping into the middle, and that one going to get over top of the net out of the stick. Easton Luma. Rebound pops out. Ben Renault going to pick it up. 35 on the penalty, 28 on the shot clock for the Rebels as the stretch pass won't connect to Walsh. Ball pops out free as Walsh still trying to get after it, and that one settled down by Epima as he'll move that one out now up along the right-hand side. Stepping across half, here comes Saskatchewan once again. Dished off. Elliott settling things down. 16 seconds on the shot clock. 10 left on the power play for the SWAT. Ball comes behind the net. From the outside now, Luma trying to step inside, and Carpenter barely makes that one as it was bouncing between his legs. And now out of the box is Hackett, who's trying to receive this pass and just got a little bit ahead of it that time around, and that's going to turn it back over to Saskatchewan as they'll head into the offensive zone. 0 for 1 on the power play in this contest. Left corner. Back up high, Kurtz. Off to the right side now. Elliott from the outside lets it go. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Another outside shot misses the net once again from the SWAT. That's going to allow Bennett Fry to pick this one back up for the Rebels. Up the floor now. Nickel will leave that one there for Nolan Eastwood. Eastwood down along the left wing half boards now, scanning the floor, going to dish that one all the way across. Jackson Baker has it up high now. Baker, 10 seconds on the shot clock, trying to make a move down low, and he makes it, lets it go, and a nice shot block that time by Kolesnik. Ball pops out free, rebound gathered, Lowe steps in, another one, a third opportunity, and that one's wide of the net. Great pressure there from Fort Saskatchewan, but the SWAT end up coming up with it. Dish back up the floor, and they're going to cross half. Kolesnik gets there now. Back to the outside. He's going to go up to the point, and he's got Curry. Curry. Across the floor. Settling things down now. LePage sends it across. Luma's shot just wide of the net. Rebound knocked down out of the air here by Bowman. He'll recover the rebound and gets knocked down to the floor as this one's just gathered in the stick of Carpenter as the Rebels look up the floor here once again. 12 minutes to go in the second period. Rudneski brings this one down in the offensive zone. Fed into the middle now, and Connor Pook's, or my apologies, Dylan Pook's shot going to get stopped there by Epima as he'll feed this one up the floor, and stepping across half once again are the SWAT. Morin challenging on his offside of the floor now, going to dish that one off. 11:40 to go in the period. 20 seconds on the shot clock here for the SWAT to work with. Out of the left corner now. LePage. Trying to cycle in the middle. Gets a shot let go, but it just misses wide of the net. Now Walsh going to go in on the fast break. He is the breakaway. Walsh in all alone, and that one's wide of the net. The Rebels still unable to convert here in the second period. 6-2 remains your score. The SWAT, the only goal so far, it came out of the stick of Connor Mooney on the fast break. They're looking to draw even closer on this possession. 16 seconds left. Ball comes back out high. 10 seconds on the shot clock now. Bowman dishes it off. Back to the point now. Shot from the outside from Cale Kurtz. Gonna get stopped by Carpenter as he scans the floor once again. He'll dish that one out, and Zorniak gonna bring it across half for Fort Saskatchewan. 10:40 on the clock in the second period as the Rebels looking to go to work. Tompkins sends that one across. Dish back up into the middle of the floor. Trying to settle it down now is Connor Mooney. Mooney lets that one go to the boards. Still trying to settle it down is both sides. 16 seconds on the shot clock for the SWAT. This one off the boards once again. Seth LePage on top of it, feeds it back up high. He's got Kurtz, who now to the right side. The SWAT have settled it down. Only 6 seconds to work with here on this possession. Dished off behind the back pass. Gets into the stick of Ben Renault, and the Rebels looking to head back out the other way. Renault beats his man. Headed in 2-on-2 with Jackson Baker. Renault challenging. Now going to stop up. And he'll give it off to Reed Lowe. 9:50 to go in the second. We're more than halfway through this contest. Lowe feeds it across. He's got Dylan Pook. Pook down to the right corner now. Jackson Baker into the middle there and just missed the stick. That time up. Ben Renault, who's cutting right through the middle. Turned back over to the SWAT, and they're looking up the floor here once again. Across half. Dished in front there, and that one just quite didn't connect with the stick of Ryder LaRose. SWAT remain with it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Kurtz now up at the point, held to the outside, dishes off, and an outside shot, and that one gonna be wide of the net. Walsh after it, and he's coming in 2-on-0 here with Bennett Fry. Walsh picks it up, lets it go, and it's wide of the net. That one finds its way out of play, so it's gonna be awarded to the SWAT when we resume. But as of right now, it is your TV timeout in the second period with 8:59 remaining on the clock. Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Rival Sportswear, Canada's fast-growing custom apparel brand, Alberta-owned and operated. Always custom, always affordable. Elevate your team with Rival Sportswear. As well, a shout-out to the 2026 Fort Saskatchewan Rebels sponsors, Leading Edge Physiotherapy, Cyclone Environmental Service, 5-2 Project Services, Lakeview Inns and Suites, Jiffy Lube, Armor Self-Storage, Sin Bin Sports, Mel Martins Transfer Limited, Fort Sask Auto Body, First Call Heating, AC Plumbing, and a special thanks to the Rebels presenting sponsor this season, Noyan Construction. As well, if you're a business owner in the Fort Saskatchewan area or beyond and looking to advertise your company, no better place to do it than here in the Jubilee Recreation Center. There are board spaces available for you to have your company logo and image up here in the home of the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. If you're interested, you can contact Rebels General Manager Dave McGarva. His information is available at the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels website. We're just about ready to get back underway here from the JRC. The Rebels remain in front of this game 6-2. We've only had one goal in this second period. That one out of the stick of Connor Mooney for the Saskatchewan SWAT, who will start with this ball from their own end of the floor. It's going to be Elliott who picks this one up, and he'll jaunt this one across half, and he'll dish off instantly. He's got Seth LePage. LePage now challenged along the outside by Jack Nickel. LePage hauled down, still has this ball in his stick, and will dish it back to the outside here for Bowman. Outside shot, they score, the SWAT. Some good passing plays, gets that one to the back of the net, and it's Elliott with his second goal of the contest, and just like that, 2 goals in a row, and the SWAT back within 3. Despin's going to line back up at center against Seth LePage. 8:38 to go in the second period. Despins pulls that one behind him. Elliott trying to pick that one up here for Saskatchewan, but popped out of his stick, and it's going to be the Rebels with it. Jolivet trying to feed that one up the boards. Turn back over. Elliott going to pick that one up now for Saskatchewan as they look to draw within 2 now. Make this one a lacrosse game. Settling it down along the outside. There's 22 seconds on the shot clock for him to work with now. Cycling it back up to the point now. LaRose trying to make his way to the inside. Got cut off and going to bob down to that crease position and dish off this ball. Bowman to the other side of the floor. Elliott now to LaRose. Back at the point. 3 seconds on the shot clock. LaRose spinning off. Trying to get it away and just can't do so. 7:55 to go in the second. Ball turned over to the Rebels. It's going to be Jolivet looking to head up the floor. Can't pick this one up off the ground, and now going to be recovered by Ashton Johnson, and that's going to be the 8-second violation charged against Fort Saskatchewan. Turned over purposefully here to the SWAT. Back up the floor now. Here comes Saskatchewan. Dished off down to the left corner. 7:35 remaining in your second period. 18 seconds on the shot clock for them to work with. Ball sent across, and a quick shot on to Carpenter. He's able to make the save that time around. Turn back over to the Rebels as he throws the ball. As Zorniak looking to get up the floor, he's going to run it up himself. Getting across half, Zorniak will leave that one there. Nolan Eastwood. 7:15 to go in the second. Eastwood to the point. Entrop lets it go, and he'll find its way past Justin Epema in the 5-hole. Finley Entrop getting on the board, continuing the trend of single Rebels goal scorers. They have 7 different goal scorers in this contest and lead this game 7-3. Outshooting the SWAT 24-18 despite a lackluster second period thus far. Despins lined up at center here once again against LePage. Ball pops out of center. LePage going to come in and pick that one up. Trying to drive low now here on the Rebels. LePage just caught up from behind there by Reese Walsh. No penalty upcoming. I thought Walsh might have gone in for a bit of a hook that time on LePage. Nonetheless, the Rebels able to pick this up in their own end and head back up the floor. Less than 7 minutes to go here in the second period. Ball comes behind the net, and that one going to get picked up quickly by Epema, and he'll feed that directly up center, and it's going to hit the stick now of Braden Polzer. Polzer leaves that one for Henry Elliott. 2 goals in this contest. Goes all the way across the floor now, and he finds Bowman. Bowman down to the corner. Back up high. Elliott has it once again. Play going to get blown dead. Moving pick charged against the SWAT. Ball turned over to Fort Saskatchewan. It's going to be the rush up the floor here from Bennett Fry, who chooses to peel off to the left now. Fry into the middle now. Rudneski gets closed on quickly, and he's going to bob his way back to the outside. 17 seconds on the shot clock here for the Rebels. Jackson Baker. Nice feed into the middle there. Picked up. Rudneski back to the outside once again. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jolivet looking for an option. Lets it go. It's wide of the net. Picked back up. Rudneski trying to battle for it here. Entrop. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Entrop lets it go, and that is off the pads there of Epema just in time. So a fresh 30 here for the Rebels. Entrop tried to pick that one up in the middle. Ball pops out loose. And it's the SWAT who come up with it this time. Kolesnik looking up the floor. 5:40 to go in your second period. Quick opportunity there. Nice feed ahead, but LaRosa's shot stopped by Carpenter. The Rebels pick back up once again. Jack Nickel feeds that one ahead. Stepping to the inside and all alone is Walsh, and he scores. Reese Walsh, his second goal of this contest, and the Rebels reestablishing a 5-goal lead. Back to center we go. LePage going to step in against Despins once again. 5:27 on the clock. The Rebels lead it 8-3. Ball comes out of the face-off draw. It's going to be LePage who picks this one up on a rush all alone. Going to dish off now. Elliott had an opportunity and a great stop off the left shoulder of Bowen Carpenter once again. Ball pops loose in the Rebels zone, and it's going to be Knox Despins who picks it up. On the rush back the other way now. Despins chooses to button hook off and bring it back up high and leave it there for Eric Tompkins. 5:05 to go in the second. Tompkins challenged here along the outside by Rempel. Going to dish it off back up to the point. It's leading point getter for the Rebels, Reed Lowe. He will go back to Tompkins now. Lowe sets the pick, gets Tompkins some space up high, dished off to the right side. Now Radneski went through the middle. Eastwood spinning off a man. A low shot, and that one going to be blocked and stays in a play. Saskatchewan ball as Eastwood staying out there to challenge up high here on the floor. He'll go for the change now as the SWAT able to get back into the offensive zone. It's Cale Kurtz. 4.5 in the frame, 18 seconds on the shot clock. Kurtz still with it, feeds that one across now. He's got Bowman. Bowman dished off to the outside there for LaRose, and his pass across not going to connect, and that's going to be, they say, held onside here by the SWAT. Nonetheless, it ends up in the stick of Ben Renault for the Rebels, and he'll run this one back up the floor. Renault across half. Dish that off now. Bennett Fry looking for an option. Fry to left-hand side. Jolivet back up high. Finley Entrop in the middle. Jackson Baker spins off, and his shot off the floor and ends up out of play. Under 4 minutes to go. It'll be the SWAT's ball here from their own end. Fed ahead by the goaltender, Epima. Back across half they go once again. Elliott receives that ball from Austin Butler, who is on his offside, but now in his proper spot. LePage challenged along the outside by Zorniak, trying to find some space and dish that one back up to the point. Elliott has it now once again. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Nickel all over him. Elliott trying to dive through the crease, stopped by Carpenter and takes him out in the process. And now we have a penalty upcoming here. And hurt down on the floor looks to be Elliott. So the trainer being signaled for here from the Saskatchewan SWAT bench. Carpenter to his feet, looks no worse for wear here. 3:28 to go on the clock in this second period, and we're going to hope Henry Elliott can get back to his feet and back into this game. Being checked out as of right now. He's got 2 of his team's 3 goals in this contest. Again, for the Rebels, this their second last home game of the season. Well, game in general, I should say, of the regular season before they'll be headed into the North Final in the playoffs. Still down is Elliott as they continue to sort things out, so not looking great here for the SWAT. Last Rebels game of the season goes next Friday, July 3rd. They'll take on the Crude. It looks like maybe the right knee for Elliott here. As he continues to be evaluated. And I've just learned something new as I'm perusing here the Rebels schedule. There's live scoring in the RMLL. That's the first time I've seen that. I don't know if that's just a special thing for today. Nonetheless, it's showing 8-3 for the Rebels. Got all the goals, all the assists. Pretty fancy stuff here. If I've been missing this for the last 4 years, I don't know. I think someone needs to give me a bang over the head. As Elliott now to his feet, but being helped off the floor here by his teammates. So hopefully we'll see him return in this contest, but not looking good as of right now for Henry Elliott. Third on team scoring this year, 35 points for him. Put together by 13 goals and 22 assists. So definitely a big member of this squad and a tough loss here for the SWAT in this second frame. So the penalty was assessed to Elliott as well when the play was blown dead. So we're going to see our first Rebels 5-2 Project Services power play of this contest. In to serve it is Ryder McCormick for the SWAT. And we're just about ready to get back underway. Tompkins from the point now going to start this power play off for the Rebels. He finds Baker. Baker to Pook. Baker into the middle. Eastwood lets it go and scores. Nolan Eastwood, his second goal of this contest, and the Rebels now lead it by 6 by a score of 9-3. .3:17 on the clock in your middle frame. Fort Saskatchewan and the SWAT back to center for the face-off draw. Despins and LePage. LePage pulls that one out cleanly and gets it in his stick himself. Challenging along the left-hand side. Now LePage going to turn this one back outside. 21 seconds on the shot clock for the SWAT to work with. Dishes across. He's got Curry. Curry. Back up to the point now. Ball pops out. Picked up here by the Rebels, and now Jolivet going to go for the rush down the floor. Has a lane. Jolivet going to let it go, and that one wide of the net. It's going to bounce out. No, it's going to stay in play, and that's picked back up. Sorry, popped out loose, and the loose ball interference called against Saskatchewan. So it's going to be Rebels ball in a fresh 30 here in the offensive zone. Radneski dishes that one across. Jolivet settling things down now. 2.5 to go in your second period. Jolivet trying to send that pass inside for Tompkins. The foresight not quite there, and now it's going to be turned back over to the SWAT. Up the floor, Mooney. Looking across half, going to dish it back up high. He's got Austin Butler. Butler to Luma. Luma all the way across the floor, trying to get to the inside. That time was Butler, and his shot stopped by Carpenter. Rebound pops out. Now it's going to be a fast break the other way. Here comes Bennett Fry. Being chased down from all angles here, and the ball pops out loose. Fry trying to get after the rebound, and he will. Feeds that one across. Baker with a lane, steps inside and wires that one off of the post that time. Rebound pops out, settled down by the SWAT. Morin runs this one across half. 1:40 to go in your second period. Morin back up high. He finds Luma. Luma, 16 seconds on the shot clock, sends that one across. Back up high, and a shot from the outside, and that one wired off the post as well from Ryder LaRose. Rebound recovered by him. Fresh 30 for the SWAT, trying to bob to the inside. It's Luma, and he does get free and puts it just wide of the net at Carpenter. Another rebound gathered here by Saskatchewan. LePage fed that one behind the net, didn't connect. Rebound picked up by the Rebels, and now it's going to be Ben Renault with his foot speed up the floor. Renault challenging, gets to the inside, lets it go, and a nice stop there by Epima. Crease violation charged against the Rebels. Epima will pick that up in his goaltender's stick. 1:01 to go in the second period. The SWAT pack up the floor here once again. Fed back up high, Kurtz. Settling it down, back out to the right-hand side now. They're continuing to move it around. It's Bowman. Bowman found LaRose back to the inside. A quick shot, and that one just wide from Beck Dickinson. Rebound recovered by the SWAT. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Have to get something on net, and they will. As the big shot from the outside there from Bowman off the pads of Carpenter. He makes the save. The Rebels back up the floor. 30 seconds to go as Pook dives through the crease there to pick that one up midair, but his shot ends up wide of the net. 22 seconds, and it's a fast break. Here they come. Marin in alone, and Carpenter able to make the stop on just a bobbling ball in on him. And now the timeout going to be called by Fort Saskatchewan, and it looks like they're going to go for the 6-on-5 play at the end of this period. So a minute of timeout time awarded to Fort Saskatchewan to get themselves sorted out. As the same for the SWAT. And the Rebels looking to make it double digits here before the closure of the second period. So the Rebels back out onto the floor now. Looks like Tompkins is going to pick this ball up from his own end to get us back underway. Still 24 seconds remaining on the clock on that timeout. SWAT still sorting things out at their bench, talking things over. And it looks like just about ready to get back underway. As the SWAT will send out their troops. 5 bodies on the floor, accompanied by their goaltender, Justin Epima. 6 on the floor for the Rebels, who have 14.4 seconds to work with to try to get something in behind Epima if they want to call this 6-on-5 play a success. Play blown in. Tompkins going to run this one across half. Movement's going to come fast here as we're already at 8 seconds. Tompkins sends that one across. Pook now behind the net. 4 seconds on the clock. Behind now. Fed back up high, and Baker missed that pass, and that'll be the expiration of this middle frame. So after 40 minutes, it's the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels that lead the Saskatchewan SWAT at home by a score of 9-3 and out shooting them 29-26. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw is on your score bug, and Morgan kindly running your camera for you today. As always, we appreciate you tuning in here on NetFront Sports. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with your third and final frame. Hello and welcome back live here on NetFront Sports. My name's Ian Bolsgard. Tristan Shaw's on your scorebug. Morgan's running your camera, and we are set for the third period action between the home side for Saskatchewan Rebels and the visiting Saskatchewan SWAT. 9-3 is your score in favor of the home side for Saskatchewan as we're back underway. They get possession coming out of that opening face-off. Radneski has this one along the right wing half boards now. Along the outside, going to shoot that one, and it ends up just wide of the net. Ball finds its way out of play, so it's going to be turned over to Saskatchewan here in front of the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels bench, and they will get their first offensive possession of this period. They trail by 6, so they need a high-octane third period if they want to try to find their way back into this one. Back up high now. Dished off. Luma up high, being pressured now by Hantelman. Going to bring this one low. A nice feed in the middle and a great stop. Bowen Carpenter will settle this one down in his stick now and feed it up along the right-hand side. Jack Nickel and Bennett Fry heading up along the right. Pook off the bench is going to get the ball from Nickel. Bring this in along the right-hand side of the offensive zone. 19 minutes to go. That's already your first minute gone here in the third period. If you're just tuning in, don't worry. Nothing up on the scoreboard in this frame as of yet as Jackson Baker misses that pass from Eastwood. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Has to get something on net there, and that one going to find its way out, and the shot clock expires. Turned over to the SWAT. Ball played ahead. Kurtz trying to settle it down. Couldn't quite get to it, and now Hantelman going to move that one ahead swiftly, and it's going to be a rush in, one-on-one. Despins trying to drive this one wide into space and gets caught up. Some nice defense there from, I wish I could tell you, but again, if I don't see their back, I can't tell you who it is. Unfortunate situation here with the SWAT jerseys today. Jolivet behind the net. And that's going to be the expiration of the shot clock against the Rebels, and back the other way come the SWAT. With it now, Bowman. Along the left-hand side now, Walsh pressuring along the out, and Elliott's back in this contest for the SWAT, so that's good to see for them as he tries to dish one back up high, but Ben Renault going to pick that one off and jaunt his way across half. The Rebels are back in the offensive zone. 17:45 to go in the third. It's Renault. Dishes off for Pook. Pook back up to the point now. Tompkins to the left corner. Looking for an option along the outside. Low lets a shot go, and that one's going to be stopped by Epima. Score remains where it stands. Up the floor. Here comes Saskatchewan once again. A nice play there by Nolan Eastwood. Knocks the sticks out of the hands of Polzer, and now it's going to be the violation getting up the floor here for the SWAT, so turn back over to the Rebels. Johnson stepping in all alone, lets his shot go, and that one stopped. Rebound for Entrop, and he puts it over top of the cage. Rebound back down to the left corner. Tompkins cycles this ball up high, challenging the defense. He sends it across for Entrop, and it's going to be the run through the crease charge against the Rebels, so turned over to Saskatchewan, and they're back up the floor on the rush. Butler looked like he had the lane, forced back to the outside. A nice feed to the middle there for Luma, and his shot stopped by Carpenter. Another opportunity, and that one through the middle, and it's home. The SWAT get themselves on the board here in the third period. 16:48 to go, and they're back within 5. And it looked to have been, I want to say it was Ryder LaRose. But again, if you can't see the back of them, you don't know. But hey, we just learned there's live scoring in the RMLL, which is what we're going to go check out right now. 9-4 your score in favor of Fort Saskatchewan. The SWAT get on the board first here in the third, as they did in the second. Back in the offensive zone, it's the Rebels. Nolan Eastwood from the outside. Dishes off now. So it was indeed Ryder LaRose with that goal for the SWAT. as they're going to move it back up the floor here once again, trying to get within 4. Moving it around now. Back up to the point. Dished off, settled down. Kale Kurtz goes all the way across the floor, trying to hit the stick that time of Bowman. Not going to connect. Rebound pops out, and it's dribbling by Bowen Carpenter, but stopped up by the Rebels' defense as Renault going to bring this across half once again. 15:40 to go in the third. Entrop settling things down up high. Reed low now, back down to the corner. Rebound off the boards finds its way into the stick of Apima as Saskatchewan looking up north here once again. Trying to work away with it now. It's LePage. Finds an option along the outside in Curry, and that pass just missed his stick. As ball pops free, and now Ethan Hackett going to pick that one up in his own zone for the Rebels. Hackett running this one across half. Dish that off to the right side for Pook, and he'll go for a change. Last man off the bench is going to be Rudneski. Up high now, low, trying to get to the inside. Fed it off, a nice pass to Rudneski, and the Rebels get themselves back on the board. The second goal of the game for Eric Rudneski. 14:42 to go in the third. The Rebels have broke double digits, and they lead this game once again by 6 goals. Nespins lined up against LePage for this draw. Ball pops out free, and it's the SWAT who pick it up off the face-off. Morin dishes that one off, and he'll go for the change now. As with it is Elliott. Henry Elliott trying to get away from Bennett Fry. And Fry's going to steal that one in the middle and now go on the transition. Avoided the high stick there, and now going to get the rebound. He dropped it momentarily. Fry to Lowe. Lowe trying to take the lane. Now he has it. Going to cut through the middle and just lost his handle there at the end. Rebound pops out. Nolan Eastwood has it. Eastwood to Entrop along the outside, and a great stop there. Kicking out the right leg was Justin Epima. Turn back over to the SWAT. They'll head back up again. 13:42 to go in the third period. Fed up high. Curry looking to settle this one down, and he will. Challenged by Entrop, but he gets the pass off. 15 seconds on the shot clock here for Saskatchewan. Renault picks that ball out of the stick. Comes free, and it's picked up by Entrop as he's going to head back up the floor for the Rebels again. Entrop with some space now, and a lane lets it go. It's wide of the net. Rebound pops out. Rudneski tried to jump up and get it dangerously that time. It's Jolivet behind him. Will settle it down and go down to Tompkins now in the left corner. Tompkins gets free into space. Nice behind the back pass, trying to find Jolivet on the inside lane. Just missed his stick. So now the ball's loose down here in the SWAT zone. It's going to be Saskatchewan who comes up with it. Back across half. Cole Curry. Or my apologies, that's Beck Dickinson who brings it in. Curry wearing number 21 today for Saskatchewan. Is Elliott now going to dish that off. Right side, it's Luma now from the point. Lets it go, and that one's off the post. So the reset of the shot clock as the SWAT pick it up. Bowman. Challenged by Rudneski. Dishes that one across. 20 seconds on the shot clock here. Ball pops up free, digging at it both sides. And Johnson's going to come up with it here for the Rebels. Rushing it in now, 2-on-1. Johnson with some space lets it go, and a nice stop there by Apima. Turned over to the SWAT as we approach 12 minutes to go here in the third period. Ball fed back up high. LePage with it at the point, dishes it off, sent across now, knocked out of the air, and Ethan Hackett trying to get on top of it, and Elliott Going to get there before him. 4 seconds on the shot clock now. Saskatchewan needs a shot in the dump attempt there. Not going to work, and play blown dead. As Hackett and Elliott getting into it a little bit here. Play blown dead. And it looks like Henry Elliott going to be headed to the box. His second penalty he's taken in this contest. The first for goalie interference. This one, I believe, should just be the rough. Haven't seen a direct signal yet. It's actually going to be the major penalty here against Elliott, the head contact penalty. So the Rebels, a big power play here now. 1 for 1 in this contest. Now on their second opportunity, and it's the major. So an opportunity for the Rebels to put this way, way out of reach here on this man advantage. The gift that keeps on giving is this power play. Nolan Eastwood puts one low on net, and that one going to be stopped by Epima. Back up the floor now. Comes Polzer for the SWAT. Saskatchewan going to have to press shorthanded here if they want to get back into this contest, but ball lost there by Polzer, picked up by Zorniak, and now a quick pass up the floor. Reed low. Back up to the point now, sends that one across. Low. Right side end shot. Low, trying to make his way to the inside, lets that one go, and it ends up wide of the net. Ball stays in play. And it's going to be the shot clock violation against the Rebels, but probably should have been the over and back anyway, I believe. Nonetheless, it's going to be SWAT ball with it up high here. It's Cale Kurtz. Eastwood all over his man here and quickly turned back over to the Rebels, and it's going to be the loose ball push charged against the Rebels. And it should be SWAT ball. And headed to the box now. Looks like it's going to be Cale Kurtz. 2 minutes for the Roughs, so now a 5-on-3 power play for the Rebels for a full 2 minutes, unless they can convert faster. Tompkins moves that one in as this 5-on-3 power play begins for Fort Saskatchewan. Pook, a big shot, and that was some great passing from the Rebels, but I believe a wicked save there from Justin Epima. Not sure if he got his arm on it or that one off the post. Nonetheless, the reset for Fort Saskatchewan is another quick stick opportunity and another great save for Epima. Another reset for the Rebels on this 5-on-3. 1:34 remaining on the two-man advantage. Trying to feed it into the middle for Eastwood. That one missed his stick, but gathered back in by Lowe. Lowe sent that one across, and big shot from the outside from Radneski. Stopped up by Epima, and it's going to be SWAT ball as they're looking to move this one out. Dished across half. Holding on to it now along the boards is Renault. Pressuring out. 10 seconds left on the shot clock here for Saskatchewan. It's Felix Morin with it, and now he'll get stripped of the ball, and looking to move this one out is Fort Saskatchewan as Fry will have it across half. Bennett Fry leaves that one for Pook. 9.5 to go in the period, 44 seconds in the 5-on-3 here for the Rebels. Radneski, low. Sent the pass low to Dylan Pook, and that one missed his stick. And a penalty upcoming here to the SWAT once again, it seems. So I believe it's Braden Polzer headed there now. So that's going to extend the two-man advantage for the Rebels here even further. So we're going to head to our goalie water, it looks like right now here in our third period. So this is perfect time to let you know the player of the game is presented by Sports Central. Sports Central recycles and redistributes sports equipment to kids 4 to 17 and families facing financial hardship. Follow NetFront Sports on Instagram for the Sports Central player of the game following tonight's broadcast. As well, tonight's game is brought to you by Rival Sportswear, Canada's fast-growing custom apparel brand. Alberta-owned and operated, always custom, always affordable. Elevate your team with Rival Sportswear. As well, a shout-out to the 2026 Rebel sponsors, Leading Edge Physiotherapy, Cyclone Environmental Service, 5-2 Project Services, and actually we have a penalty shot here upcoming for Reed Lowe. Gets in alone, and he scores. Reed Lowe pops that one home. And that's the goal for him. So as I was finishing, Lakeview Inns and Suites, Jiffy Lube, Armor Self-Storage, Sinbin Sports, Mel Martin's Transfer Limited, Fort Sask Auto Body, and First Call Heating, AC Plumbing. A special thanks to the Rebels presenting sponsor this year, Noyan Construction. As well, if you're looking to advertise your company here in the JRC, there is board space available. If interested, you can contact Rebels General Manager Dave McGarva. His information is available on the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels website. Two-man advantage continues for Fort Saskatchewan here. The fresh 2 minutes of 5-on-3 time as there's still 2.5 remaining on that initial major penalty to Elliott. Poop going to step into the offensive zone with this ball. It's Fort Saskatchewan back to work here. Rudneski. High for Lowe, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lowe dishes out one behind the net. Tompkins, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Moves that one into the middle. Lowe from the outside whistles it over top of the net. So turn back over to the SWAT here in their own end. Ball played ahead and a nice feed in. Short-handed Luma alone and a great stop. Bowen Carpenter. A 5-on-3 short-handed breakaway for the SWAT. Not going to see that too often. Nonetheless, it's going to be Rebels ball. 8:35 to go in the period. 1:15 remaining on the two-man advantage. 1:45 remaining in total power play time. Pook behind the net. Eastwood feeds that one in the middle. Rudneski steps in, and that one going to be stopped by Epima. Ball played ahead now. Again, trying to head up the floor shorthanded are the SWAT as Zorniak steps in and sets the pick and creates some space. So Carpenter able to pick that one up, and he'll feed it out of his net, and Reese Walsh will pick it up. Under 8 minutes to go now in the third period. Pook settles this one down back in the offensive zone. 38 seconds on the two-man advantage. 1:10 of total power play time. Tompkins up high from the outside. Feeds that one into the middle. All alone was Rudneski and stopped by Epima. Rebound pops out. Eastwood has it. Nolan Eastwood behind the back pass. Not going to connect with Pook. Low. Settles that one down. Sends it on net, and that one going to be stopped. Rudneski bats the rebound back out, and Pook settles it down once again. 13 seconds on the two-man advantage for the Rebels. Only converted on the penalty shot. Low. Tompkins. Low. Now we're back 5-on-4. 16 on the shot clock as Tompkins fires one home. And the Rebels, the power play goal. His second goal of the game for Eric Tompkins. Still 30 seconds of power play time for the Rebels as that one, the major penalty, that's still hanging around for Elliott. Despins going to line up against Seth LePage here for the face-off once again. Ball pops out free out of the face-off draw. Going to get picked up here by Johnson as the Rebels move back into the offensive zone. Pook will get the pass from him. Up high, Low. Dishes that one off. Tompkins. Low. From the outside, dishes across. Entrop shoots and scores. Finley Entrop, his second goal of this contest. 6:46 to go in the third, and the Rebels lead it 13-4. Back to center again come Despins and LePage for yet another face-off. Make it our 20th face-off of this game, I believe. I believe these two have taken every single one. So that's a big day in the circle for both these fellas. This ball pops out free. Despin's just going to swipe that one back, and Zorniak going to pick it up for the Rebels and feed it back across half. Pook with it now. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Dylan Pook. Up high, Nolan Eastwood now at the point for a passing option. Dishes across Pook here once again. He's trying to find his way to the inside. A scoop pass back out into the middle. Didn't connect. 4 seconds. Tompkins from the outside has to get it on net, and he will. That one's stopped by Epima. Rebound recovered by Rudneski. 6:10 to go in your third period. Pook with it with 25 on the shot clock for the Rebels. Sends that one across the zone. Eastwood from the outside lets it go. Stopped by Epima. He'll gather it in his stick. Clock remains moving. Is up the floor now. Go the SWAT. Running it up along the left-hand side. It's Felix Morin. Morin goes back up high. He's got Austin Butler. Butler. Spinning off. Back up high now. He's got LaRose. LaRose cross floor. He hits Kurtz. Kurtz from the point now. Dishes off. From the outside. A shot and they score. A goal. Austin Butler gets the SWAT back on the board. 13-5. Now your score. The Rebels out shooting Saskatchewan 44-33. LePage. Despins. Back to the face-off draw. .536 to go in your final frame. Despins makes a nice move out of the draw. Feeds that one off. Pook steps in, dishes it across, and a quick shot low on to Apimov out of the stick of Jolivet. Stopped. That was a nice save. And another one in front. Pook sends it off the crossbar. Rebound pops out. Rebels get it again. Jolivet has it now. Dylan Pook scoreless. Hasn't found the back of the net yet. Don't see that often when he's in a game. It's now up the floor comes Saskatchewan, approaching 5 minutes to go in the third period. LaRose up high, he finds LePage. Return feed back down. LaRose now trying to find a lane. Went the wrong way on the pick. Forced back all the way up high by Jack Nickel. To the inside now. Luma lets that one go. Stopped by Carpenter. Bennett Fry able to pick that one up and looking up the floor now again for the Rebels. Across half, Jack Nickel. Holding it up now. Waiting for his offense, and he'll go across to Tompkins coming off the bench. Tompkins dishes that one down to the corner. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Feed in the middle. Tompkins sends the behind-the-back shot wide of the net. Eastwood picks back up. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Eastwood trying to find a lane or a pass here. Behind the net now, Eastwood still looking for an opportunity and dunked that one from behind. It's a crease violation. And ball going to get picked up here by the SWAT. Sent up along the left-hand side. Pass doesn't connect. Back into the stick of Ben Renault as we approach 4 minutes to go in the third. Renault ahead Rudneski. And a penalty upcoming here. And it looks like the illegal substitution against the Rebels. In other words, too many men. And back to the power play. Go the Saskatchewan SWAT. They're 0 for 1 in this contest thus far. Starting up high with it is going to be Cale Kurtz. 2-minute power play assessed to Seth Hantelman. Kurtz. So the SWAT start to move this one around the zone. High now, LaRose. Kurtz. LaRose back across. Kurtz missed that pass, and it pops over top of his head. It's loose. Picked up by the Rebels. Reese Walsh looking to head back up the floor. 3:40 to go in the third. 1:35 on the SWAT power play. Walsh holding on to it, not being challenged by anyone. 10 seconds on the shot clock. feed to the middle. Jolivet's quick stick opportunity doesn't connect. Through the crease, though, are the Rebels, so play turned back over to the SWAT. High with it now, it's Kurtz. Dishes off Elliott. Elliott does look like he has a bit of a limp to his step after going down there in the second period. Nonetheless, staying out there for the SWAT, which I think shows a lot to his team. It's a shot from the outside off the post there from LaRose. Down the floor and over and back as it was last off the Rebels' net. 2:45 to go in this period. 42 seconds on the SWAT power play. Elliott. Kurtz. LaRose. Back across. Elliott from the outside lets it go. Stopped by Carpenter. Walsh. Recover the rebound in his own end. Only 18 seconds left on the SWAT power play. So the Rebels can just sit on it here in the offensive zone until the end, and we're back 5-on-5. Sent cross zone here by Walsh. He finds Tompkins. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 5 on the power play. Tompkins. Just dishes that one low. And he'll give that off to the SWAT. We're 5-on-5. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the third. Brought in here by LaRose. Has a lane now. Not paying attention that time was Zorniak. It looks like a loose ball push charge against the Rebels, so awarded back to the SWAT. Fed back up to the point now. LePage gets his offense going again. Kurtz. LaRose. To the center there for Luma, and his shot misses the net. And Jack Nickel trying to exit, missed that rebound. Settled back down by Saskatchewan. 1:20 to go in the third. Along the outside, a dunk attempt, and that one going to make its way over top of the net. Rebound recovered by the Rebels. Renault. And we're going to have a fight. Ethan Hackett going to go at it now. In the middle, ripping off the cage. Getting at it is Ethan Hackett. Going at it. I'll let you know who the other competitor it is when I see it. It's Elliott. Elliott and Hackett chucking bombs, and Ethan Hackett gets the best of it here for the Rebels. And that's the way to end this contest for Fort Saskatchewan, and I absolutely love it. In what honestly has been a lackluster contest, Ethan Hackett drops some bombs, drops his man, and the Rebels not only get the best of the scoreboard, Tristan Shaw, they get the best of the fisticuffs as well. And the celebration that I think was probably caught on camera. 1:09 to go in the third. Hey, NetFront Sports, clip it, clip it. We want that one on the Instagram with the collaborator tag for your boy. Tristan Shaw's going to send the Discord message for me right now. I'm more than positive. 1:09 remaining in the third period. And we're just getting sorted out before we can get back to it here. We're just about to get underway here in what's going to be some 5-on-5 lacrosse. Rodneski going to start with it up high. Referee's still talking things over before we can resume. Pook sends that one in the middle. Rodneski steps in, and his shot stopped, and a penalty upcoming, and it looks like things are going to let loose a little bit here down in the left corner. Why not? And yeah, Rodneski getting into it. We have another fight here down in the corner. And it looks like we're going to have another one go here. The referee's going to separate it. We had multiple. Almost a line brawl. Jolan Starr separated from his attempt. Reneski down in the corner got into it. And now there'll be more to sort out with 59.8 seconds to go on the clock. So headed off the floor is Ryder McCormick. He's also joined by Jolan Starr. Reneski headed there as well. And playing out this last minute, I think, is significantly in question at the moment. 59.8 seconds on the clock. This all but decided as the Rebels lead it by 8 goals. I'd assume they will play it out, but you never know. I've seen it happen. Of course, that decision only being made for the safety of the players. And we appreciate you in the comments as always. We love the interactions on NetFront Sports. If you're ever tuning in to another NetFront Sports broadcast, feel free to stay active, join the conversation. We try to pay attention to it here on the broadcast as well. Again, only 59.8 seconds remaining on the clock, and referees still sorting things out in the timekeeper's booth. Both teams just kind of hanging out at this point. And it looks like Elliott and Hackett have now dapped it up behind the boards off the floor. They're talking it through. That's always good. And you know what? That's the sportsmanship and why we love physical games like the game of lacrosse, is because even though you can chuck bombs at each other for a few seconds, you can still go dap it up and say hello after you're off the floor. Looks like we're just about ready to get back underway and play out this last minute of this contest, as all the players have returned to the floor. And it looks like the 5-minute penalty assessed to Reneski, so that's the only one up on the board. So we have ourselves a SWAT power play, but only 4 bodies out on the floor. They still need one more, and they'll get it now. Curry will be the last man off, and here we go. So major penalties assessed to both sides in this contest. Originally the one to Elliott, and then the one now here to Reneski, who is done for this afternoon. 45 seconds on the clock, 16 on the shot clock. As I'm sure the SWAT going to try for some offense here. I probably would. Missed pass there, 6 seconds on the shot clock. That one whistled over top of the net by Luma, and that'll do it for the shot clock, and ball turned over to the Rebels. Renault steps this across half, and shot clock outweighs the time clock, so Fort Saskatchewan can just sit on it here. Renault up high, being challenged. And he'll just roll that one down the floor. 8 seconds on the clock. And that will do it. So time runs out in this contest. The Rebels take the win at home and get back in the win column. 13-5 is your final score. And at the exact same time, Canada's World Cup team has come out victorious over South Africa and will head into the round of 16. But most importantly, the Rebels only one more regular season game on the schedule. That goes against the St. Albert Crew next Friday here at the Jubilee Recreation Center. So until then, for you Junior Rebels fans, that'll be it for myself, Aiden Bolsgaard, Tristan Shaw on the score bug, and Morgan running the camera. You can tune in to some Rebels senior lacrosse action here on NetFront Sports tomorrow evening. I believe a 8 o'clock start time, I want to say, here from the JRC. So if you're interested, make sure to tune in. It was an exciting one to end there today. So as always, this has been Rebels Lacrosse on NetFront Sports.